Hey everybody, we're here with some Super Bowl 58 reactions for you. We're kind of having to work on the fly because we had a guest planned. My brother, he was going to come in and record with us. But the day we do the recording, he was sick, so he had to back out, and we had to do this kind of on the fly. And we came up with a idea earlier to do a reaction video for Super Bowl 58.
And this is technically our 10th episode, not Friday's episode.
Right, because when we did our recording, I said, hey, on our 10th episode, we're going to have a guest, and it's going to be my brother. Well, we're going to have to push that back a little ways. I'm not sure when I'll make it in to record, but hey, Super Bowl 58, Chiefs win, baby. Go Chiefs. I'm so excited, so happy. I'm over the moon excited that Patrick Mahomes got his third Super Bowl win.
And I just want people to shut up and stop talking about how the Chiefs are awful. And I think it's just like when the Patriots were winning Super Bowls back to back, people didn't like the Patriots.
Haters gotta hate, man.
Yeah.
So
that just fuels the fire, I guess.
So I've been listening to watching Super Bowl coverage all day. I've been watching Super Bowl coverage since like 12:30. And we've been eating snacks and cooking and taking care of pregame festivities. And so the real pregame show started about half hour before kickoff. And they had a tribute, a Norma Hunt memorial. And the guys on the AFC team, the Chiefs, they wore a patch for Norma Hunt. I thought that was really sweet. Before the game started, they pointed out that Norma Hunt had been to every Super Bowl up until this year. Mm-hmm. So we're going to miss you, Norma.
Yeah.
Right after that, they started the pregame festivities about half hour before the actual kickoff. And they brought out Cam Hayward for his 2023 Walton Payton Man of the Year Award. Then Grammy Award winning Andra Day, she sang Lift Every Voice and Sing. Jerry Rice did a promo hype video to introduce the 49ers as the AFC or NFC champs. And I thought that was really funny. They had Metallica's For Whom the Bell Tolls and as playing as the 49ers are coming out of the tunnel. I thought that was really funny because the NFL won't allow Metallica to do the halftime show.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think they care really, but like
why?
lots of people want Metallica to do the halftime show. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe something maybe nobody's ever asked them. I don't know. But like, I think there's been a lot of fans point out that Metallica's never been there, and we want to have like Metallica as the halftime show, but they've never done that. But I just thought it was funny because when they brought out the AFC champs, the Chiefs, they did the Arrowhead crowd noise, that
Drowned out the booing.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Tony Gonzalez did their promo hype video, and then Post Malone did America the Beautiful. I thought he did a really good job. I liked that. Then the National Guard did the color guard, or not National Guard, but
It's a Navy
color guard. Reba McEntire, she did the national anthem. She did a really good job. She did a really good job. But even at the end there, when they say "Home of the Chiefs," she kind of drowned out the Chiefs fans in attendance.
I wonder if a lot of people think that that's disrespectful.
I bet they do, but I don't really care. I think it's neat.
It is neat.
But so they showed Chris Jones crying during the national anthem. I thought that was sweet. Then I'm not even sure how to pronounce this. The Lahanaluna Lunas. There's a football team, high school football team in Maui that they had them as the honorary coin flip captains. And Chiefs won the coin flip. They won the coin toss and deferred to San Francisco. The first half of the game itself was a combination of offensive mistakes for both teams, and it was a defensive slugfest. I mean, it was defense all the way for that first half. I was very impressed with the way the Chiefs defense was able to keep McCaffrey and Purdy in check, and they did a great job stopping them.
Yeah, but it was like there wasn't a lot of excitement.
But I seemed like the first half was dominated by the 49ers defense. They did a really good job.
Yeah, I was like, did the Chiefs not even show up today? Like, what's going on?
It kind of, well, I mean, the defense did. Special teams, they were doing stellar that first half, you know.
But like Mahomes kept getting sacked.
Well, you know, the offensive line, you know, we had some offensive line trouble there towards the, you know, into the postseason there. And through the playoffs, we had a little bit of trouble with our offensive line there. So that explains some of it, but their defense is on fire. The 49ers defense was really good. They played lights out that first half. It was really incredible. They came really close to shutting Mahomes out, but the Chiefs got it was 10-3 at halftime. So there was a lot of back and forth there was a lot of 3 and outs, a lot of punts. So let's get into kind of my summary of the game. I did some little note taking while I was doing the game, and Ashley, you translated the notes for me. So I'm, you know, don't mind me while I read these notes. But
because I have printed and cursive handwriting.
it's kind of weird to read sometimes, but you know, I don't want to give you guys misinformation, so I want to read it, and you know, forgive me because I'm an old man. I have old man eyes. So, and anyway, let's get into breaking down the game, shall we? So to start off the game, the Chiefs won the coin toss and deferred, and McCaffrey fumbled on the 49ers opening drive. Furious George Karlaftis picked up that fumble and recovered for the Chiefs, but they didn't do anything with it. Got a 3 and out. And then
that's always disappointing when they don't make anything out of
I know
a turnover.
I know. And then, you know, it happens, but I'm glad sometimes it happens the other way, because the other team oftentimes is recipient of that fumble. So I don't know. It could go either way, and that early in the game it was a stab in the dark anyway. So the 49ers punted, so they didn't get any points out of that next drive. Chiefs went 3 and out on their next drive, and then it was the end of the first quarter, 0-0. So very boring first quarter. Then, you know, Moody set a record for a 55-yard field goal. Moody's the kicker for the San Francisco 49ers. He set a record for the longest made field goal in Super Bowl history with a 55-yard field goal. That was kind of impressive, and I'm kind of shocked that it was just 55 yards that broke that record.
Yeah, because I'm like, Butker can do that all day long, every day.
That's right. Then the score went up 3-0, 49ers. Then a couple big plays happened. McCole Hardman caught a Mahomes pass for 52 yards. And then on the very next play, Pacheco fumbled at the 8-yard line. 49ers recovered that.
Yeah, and somebody that fumbles don't fumble.
Right. Yeah, so. It was a very shocking and weird, but I still love Pacheco. He's a man. He runs like he bite people. Yeah. I've heard some people say that, and they've mentioned that to him in a press conference one time. He said, "I run like I bite people." But and then on that next drive for the 49ers, Brock Purdy comes out and he's running down the sideline. Bolton catches him by the back of the jersey and goes to swing him down on the ground. They call Bolton for a horse collar tackle and gave him a roughing the passer penalty there and kept their drive alive. But
didn't look like no horse collar to me.
It didn't really matter because the 49ers punted again. And then the Chiefs went 3 and out again. So it was like I said, there was a lot of punts, a lot of 3 and outs. So the 49ers marched downfield midway through the second quarter, and McCaffrey scores a touchdown for San Francisco. And there's about 4 minutes left in the half. Kansas City goes down and scores a field goal. So the score is 10-3 at the half. So it's halftime, 10-3, and then the halftime show started. I think that was almost the worst halftime show I think I've ever seen. I got to be honest, Usher could have done a lot better, but
he seemed to be awful sweaty and out of breath.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't make the words out because he was out of breath.
Well, I think the best part for me was when Lil Jon came out. It was like the last 2 minutes of the halftime show.
Now
but
it's
I think
good.
You liked it when Alicia Keys came out.
Yeah.
And so I bet half of America was up standing on their seats when Alicia Keys came out and she was singing.
Yeah.
And who was that one with the boots and the guitar? That lady with the guitar?
Her.
H-E-R, her.
Yeah.
Man, that guitar solo was banging. I liked that guitar
really
solo. And I cranked up the TV when that came on. But a very underwhelming halftime show for Las Vegas. The first half was very underwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, they hyped this Super Bowl 58. I mean, the media had it everywhere. It was on every other channel when we watched television, even on the kids' channels for advertising it. The media channels, one of the news channels that I watched had Super Bowl, they were talking about Taylor Swift an awful lot. Will she, won't she make it, Well,
like I said, she would put on a better halftime show.
She could have put on a better halftime show from her seat than
I mean,
that,
I think
believe.
all the musical artists in the crowd could have made it.
I mean, for a halftime show, it was cool. I mean, it was okay, but it's Vegas, man. It was the first Super Bowl in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was prepared for like some wild, I was expecting some special guests that we wouldn't ordinarily see. I mean, I wasn't expecting Alicia Keys to be there, but that was kind of neat. But at the same time, I was expecting more.
Like Wayne Newton to pop out of the floor.
That would have been
something.
cool. That would have been so cool. I know James Brown is dead, but some of his music, that would have been kind of neat. I mean, you're in Vegas. They didn't have I guess we saw some showgirls out there at the very beginning, but
some little acrobats and stuff.
It just seemed like to me that being in Vegas, Super Bowl 58 should have been a lot bigger than it was. And I guess it was all the pregame festivities that they did all weekend long. Maybe they've kind of fizzled out there at the end and want everybody to go home for the week or whatever. But
they were over it.
Yeah, so the halftime show is a little underwhelming for me. Ashley, you felt the same way?
Yeah, I'm actually not like the biggest Usher fan. Maybe I'm biased in the situation, but I feel like the songs that he does sing are a lot better when he sings them with other people.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I'm
for
just
sure.
Not
Like especially that
solo
collaboration
Usher fan.
with Lil Jon. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, and Ludacris.
Ludacris came out there too. That was pretty neat. There was a lot of celebrities in attendance, which we knew there would be because it was in Vegas, but there was a lot of them. There was a lot of Jay-Z was there. We saw him out there. Who was it that was with Taylor Swift? It was Blake Lively, right? So Blake Lively was there.
Lana Del Rey.
There, she was there, standing next to
Nice Spice.
Yeah, Nice Spice.
LeBron.
She was there. Tony Romo, obviously. He called the game.
Joe Montana.
I said Joe Montana.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was 10-3 when we came back from the half. All right. And the very first play after the half, Kansas City lost 12 yards on the first play because of a short little toss and a drop pass. Well, or a drop toss.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
The whole game, Humphrey was throwing it low. Or whatever
see the center.
They do.
The center. Yeah. He was hiking the ball low.
Yeah. I mean, like, it looked like Mahomes was having to bend over.
I noticed he's been
time.
doing that a few weeks now, and I'm not wondering if they do that on purpose, if that's not the design down low, like maybe Mahomes prefers it that way or something. But Pacheco
weird.
dropped the ball this time. So, it was so...
I think he was having some self-confidence issues after the
fumble. Yeah. That was difficult to watch.
They were having to go hype him up and telling him to shake it off.
Right. And he did shake it off because he ran out there and bit people, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then right after that, they gained another 10 yards. So it balanced itself out. And then Mahomes dropped back and threw a interception there. So we had a little bit of worrying there that we were doing. We were already down 7 points, and then Mahomes throws a
like, oh, here we
throws
go.
an interception.
Like, this is it.
Yes, and so you felt it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
then,
it was like, okay, well, I'll go get another snack.
But then guess what? San Francisco went 3 and out.
Yeah.
Then Kansas City went 3 and out. And then San Francisco went 3 and out one more time. And Kansas City marches downfield utilizing Kelsey, Pacheco, and Mahomes' legs. He got a couple good runs in there. One 22-yard run.
It started doing good once he started running the ball himself.
Once he took control of the game, the Chiefs really took control of the game. I mean, they went all out. And I mean, wow, what a game. I'm just so, wow. The ending to that game was wild.
Yeah. Like I said, my palms hurt. Like I got blood blisters on them. Like it's awful.
I'm losing my voice a little bit. But so then Butker breaks Moody's record that he set earlier in the game with a 57-yard field goal that was made. So 57 yards is the longest field goal made in Super Bowl history. And Butker broke a record that was set earlier in the Super Bowl and replaced it with his record. So two records for kicking were set tonight. That was kind of crazy. Yeah. And then so the score was 10-6 San Francisco. 49ers have their third straight 3 and out. Then Kansas City had another 3 and out. And Kansas City recovered a fumble. The 49ers fumbled on that very next punt return. Kansas City recovered it. And then there was a lead change. Touchdown, Kansas City. Mahomes passed to MVS. So Marquez Valdez-Scantling's been dropping a lot of passes this season. He finally caught one in the end zone for a touchdown. So then the score, we had a lead change. So it was 10-13 Kansas City. Then came the end of the quarter. San Francisco then scores a touchdown. Extra point is blocked on the TD. So that leaves the score was 16-13 San Francisco at that point. And they gotten the extra point, it would have been a 4-point game.
Right.
So then the Chiefs went down and tied the game with field goal. And so it was 19-19 going into overtime. They ended the game 0.
Isn't this the second Super Bowl they've went to that they've went in overtime?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought there was. Maybe it was last year's. Maybe it was last year's that went into overtime or something.
Was it last year's? That would have been the Chiefs one.
I don't know.
Maybe. I think the...
Because I just felt like deja vu. Like,
overtime for the Super Bowl. We might have to look that up.
Yeah.
But so 19-19 with 0 seconds left on the clock. So we go to overtime for the Super Bowl. And my Chiefs, your Chiefs, are, they're Super Bowl champs, they're returning champs this season. So they're really defending their crown.
Yeah.
And so the San Francisco 49ers won the toss. And
they took the ball.
And so they went down and they took up over half the clock with over 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go down and get a field goal. So at that point, the score was 22-19 San Francisco. But the opposition has a chance to get the ball. So the opposing team, their offense has a chance to touch the ball. So if they had a chance to come down and get 3 points to tie the game, or a touchdown ends the game.
Right.
And wouldn't you know it, Kansas City marches down the field, gets a touchdown. So you'll never guess who caught the winning game ball. It was it was McCole Hardman. You know, they had earlier in the game that they had that 52-yard hookup.
Yeah.
And it didn't go anywhere because of the fumble. And then so McCole Hardman caught the winning touchdown for the game, and Kansas City Chiefs are Super Bowl 58 champions.
Yeah, I like when they were interviewing him. He said, "Well, when I caught it, I blacked out."
It's so funny. I kind of blacked out there for a moment myself because this game was a wild one. It was a roller coaster. Of course, the first half didn't go our way at all. 10-3 at the half. But it wasn't a runaway game, obviously. With the Kansas City Chiefs, you always have a chance. They were down and remember that playoff game against Houston. Mm-hmm. They were down 24 points and came back to win the game by almost that much. So.
Yeah. Well, and I think, didn't they say that last year they were down 10 points before the half?
They were down 10 points before the half as well, yeah.
And they came back to win it, so.
And so I'm very impressed with the way the season went. Our offense kind of pitter-pattered along. That we had a lot of drops this season. I think the most drops in the NFL. Then that was terrible for us to see because our offense has always been a high-powered offense. But we had an elite defense this year. Kansas City had a very elite defense, lights out every damn game. And if it wasn't for the defense, Chiefs wouldn't have gone as far as they did. They wouldn't have been able to go through the postseason even, and make it to the Super Bowl. And they played lights out for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because early in the season it looked like, it's going to be a rough.
But they really turned it. They really turned it around, man. I'm very impressed. So throughout this whole Super Bowl, we can say one of the memory that really will stick with me is kind of a boring ass game for being in Las Vegas. The game itself, the football game. I mean, and that's what you're watching the Super Bowl for, ultimately. It was the football. The football was great football, smash mouth, playoff, Super Bowl football. It was great. And the commercials.
Yeah.
There was one I really liked. There was one, it was the Seahawks, Ravens, and Eagles YouTube Sunday ticket commercial. I really liked that one, but that wasn't, that's not really my favorite. There was an Arnold Schwarzenegger, State Farm commercial that I really liked. That was my favorite commercial, was the State Farm Arnold Schwarzenegger commercial. What was your favorite commercial?
Mine was the BMW with Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
And that everybody he encountered tried to talk like him.
That's funny. I think I missed that one, I think. I must have been out of the room.
Yeah, I think you were. But it was funny. And it had, of course it had Usher at the end of the commercial, but he wasn't as funny as Christopher Walken.
Of course not. Christopher Walken is great. I love Christopher Walken. Where's he walking to?
I don't know.
So what was your least favorite commercial? One really stood out for me, and it was kind of got me right in the back, There was one that really stuck out for me, but what was your least favorite commercial?
Well, I was over the Temu commercials.
Yes, because I think there was 2 or 3 of them.
Temu to me is like Wish.
Well, it's worse than.
So I'm like, why would that be a Super Bowl commercial?
Well, it just goes to show you pay that money. They paid a lot of money to have that commercial on there.
Somebody bought a lot of 99-cent trinkets for Temu to afford.
It's gross. I hate Temu. But it was tied between that one and the Pizza Hut commercials before the Super Bowl started. It was I can't remember, it was Pizza Yum or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. It was stupid. They played 5 of them in a row, and I couldn't. Yeah,
of course. I like the Budweiser commercial too, because I like the Clydesdales and
one commercial that really set itself apart from all of the other ones. It set itself apart from the whole damn game, actually. That RFK Jr. ad, that was super weird and funny.
We both looked at each other like, what the hell? This?
Right?
And I'm thinking, did he know that they were putting this on there? Or did somebody make this and put it up,
So I was wondering that myself. It's very out of place and weird. But it was funny. I mean, it was a good one. It was a good commercial as far as commercial goes politically.
Like, how much did they pay to get that in there?
A bunch.
Yeah.
A bunch. I think it was like, I can't remember. It was millions of dollars for 30 seconds. It was something crazy.
It's nuts.
But so there, and we talked about Carl Weathers last week on our show and how he was one of my childhood idols growing up and how he passed away and everything. He had a little memorial in there in the middle of the game. That was pretty neat. But as far as like commercials go, nothing really stuck out really to me other than the ones that we'd already saw that were leaked earlier in the week.
Like I did like the one with like they threw Arnold. You know, that one was a good one.
I think wasn't it Paramount Plus? It was that was a good one. That Can You Take Me High?
Yeah.
I like that one too, but there wasn't really any standout commercials. Really, the halftime wasn't really standout-ish. But the neatest part about the Super Bowl this year was the Chiefs won. Yeah. And the Chiefs were there, and it was in Vegas. Yeah. You know,
was your favorite part, you know, at the end when John Elway had to present the trophy to the Chiefs?
Oh my goodness, that was so fantastic. That was awesome. I looked up from my phone. I was on my phone. I looked up from my phone, and John Elway's carrying the trophy down. I was like, I bet that kills him down inside having to carry that to Andy Reid like that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. But it was a very underwhelming, you know, kind of game as far as Super Bowls go. I mean, other than the fact the Chiefs were there and they won, you know, which is great for us because we're Chiefs fans.
But now ticket prices are going to get even higher.
Well, I'm worried now because like this was in Vegas and it didn't appear to be bigger than any other show that they've put on like it was supposed to be. It felt like it was supposed to be bigger than it really was. You know, they put on bigger halftime shows previous years, and you'd figure the farther it goes along, the bigger it gets.
Yeah.
But they didn't really, it kind of like a fart in the wind, you know, it was kind of forgettable. As a matter of fact, if I didn't write it down, Post Malone probably would have been a better halftime show. He
probably
was there.
Reba McEntire.
Right. They were there. They could have done something, you know, like holy moly. But I'm looking forward to Super Bowl 59 and the start. What are we going to do until September when the season starts? NFL season. Oh boy.
Let's go Royals.
Baseball season's right around the corners, folks.
April?
April's when the season starts. That's when spring training starts.
Yeah. That's what we got to look forward to.
I'm excited. But we wanted to record this little video for you guys, a reaction video. I know it's not our usual kind of show. And as a matter of fact, we're not even drinking coffee. We're drinking water today.
Out of Disney cups.
Out of Disney cups. But I just wanted to do this we wanted to do this Super Bowl 58 reaction show because number one, we always want to put out a show for you guys on Monday mornings. We always want to do that. Now, we have a show that we could have put out, but then we wouldn't have had a show to put out on Friday. So in order to give us a little bit of time to work on other things, get some more guests in here, we got a guest coming in next week. He's booked to come in next week to record. I'm really looking forward to this show. You guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love what we got planned coming up. But I know this is a short one. You know, I think this is a shortest one we've ever done. I think. Oh, you got anything you want to talk about? Like anything that happened over the weekend that you really want to talk about? Anything exciting? Like, you know, I'm very surprised that we're not still hearing fireworks because when the Chiefs won, that was all I was hearing was fireworks for like 10 minutes.
Well, right before they won, I was running through the house because I smelled paper burning.
Oh boy, that's right.
And I kept running back into the front room. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, it turned out to be nothing like, you know, the kid was doing something and he didn't want to tell us what it was. So.
I even told him like, hey, you won't get in trouble. I just need you to tell me because I fear for your safety in this bedroom. And he was like, Mom, I didn't burn paper. I didn't do anything. So he was freaking out, checking all the outlets and stuff. So
yeah, I have a sneaky suspicion he knows what happened, but we'll figure it out one of these days. Anyway, nothing crazy happened over the weekend other than the cats going nuts that we got. You know, he's playing like crazy, always playing with the kids, playing with us. You know,
Yeah.
First thing in the morning, you guys come out and look for him, make sure he's still here. Like he got up, packed his suitcase in the middle of the night.
Walked out the door.
Left. Yeah, I think that's kind of funny.
Well, now we know where he hides, so I ain't too worried about it.
Yeah, he hides underneath the TV where it's warm.
Footstool.
So, but anyway, you got any big plans this week? I don't really have anything.
Oh, we're going.
Oh yeah, Thursday. As a matter of fact, we're going out to enjoy a comedy club together. Or what? It's not really a comedy club. It's more like an acoustic club. But we're going together to hang out and watch a comedy show, and do a little bit of homework for our next couple shows here we got going on.
And then Tuesday's Caleb's birthday.
Tuesday's Caleb's birthday. Happy birthday, Caleb. I got a doctor's appointment on the 15th. We've got to do that, you know.
And then we get to babysit on Saturday.
I'm looking forward to that, you know. I know who the person that we're babysitting for, the people that we're babysitting for, they listen to the show, and we are so excited. Well, I can't speak for Ashley. I am so excited because I'm the one that's going to have the baby primarily most of the time, most of the day that he's going to be here, because you'll be out here working on the podcast because we'll have recorded that day. That on Saturdays is our recording days, and we get up at like 5:30 in the morning to record on Saturdays. And so we'll get up, we'll record, and that usually takes anywhere from an hour or two to record, and then we'll stop recording. I'll go in the house, and then our friends coming to see us, and then I'm going to babysit for a couple hours, but you'll be out here editing. And editing, for every hour of show, it takes 2 hours to edit. So at least 2 hours, sometimes a little longer, depending on how much you have to start and stop in between there. Good Saturday plan for me. I figured I'd pick out a couple movies, get a couple snacks. And
but hey, no football on Sunday.
Oh man. You say that like you're happy about it.
Just naps.
Well, you took naps before during the season. You're like, if the Chiefs aren't playing, I don't need to watch.
Yeah.
And whereas I watch all the games, so every game that I can watch. And next year it's going to be expensive because we're going to get Sunday ticket, because I realized how much I missed out on by not having Sunday ticket. It was really difficult for me to not watch all the games I could possibly watch. So, I got to watch all the games I could possibly watch, but I was forced to watch the in-network games. Whatever network wanted to show me, that's what I had to watch. And so with the Sunday ticket, you can pick whatever game is in that time slot and watch whatever you want, in market, out of market, whatever. So I'm pretty excited for next season. We're going to come back defending champions again. Hopefully we don't lose to the Detroit Lions. That was rough.
I probably wouldn't be so, I wouldn't feel so bad because they are literally the underdogs.
Yes, they are the bottom basement of what you have to, but at the same time, that kind of set the tone for the whole season, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you come in defending champs and then you lose to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are running out there biting people's kneecaps off. Now, granted, they got their first post-season win in like 30 years this season. They're a good team. There's nothing, they are a great team. However, they're not elite. They're not an elite company yet. And I was just, wow, seeing them come out and destroy us the way they did.
Yeah.
And as the first game of the season, it felt like that kind of set the tone for the rest of the season. It was a very long season, 17 games. And so it is kind of rough watching the offense struggle, because like I said, we've always had a high power offense, and it's just not what we're used to. But Kelsey's my favorite Chiefs player. Travis Kelce. He's been my favorite Chiefs player for a number of years now. And it was really hard watching him struggle through the season. And I kind of have a feeling I understand why he struggled. But we forgot to mention Kelsey freaking out on the sideline. Did we?
Yes, he almost knocked Andy Reid over.
Wow. Can you believe that?
Like, I don't know if he like meant to come at him like he did, but it like definitely threw Andy off guard. Like
it certainly did, and he's definitely gonna get in trouble for that. I'm sure he's gonna get probably.
If I was Andy Reid and I got to the locker room, I'd punch him right in the face.
I'm sure he's gonna get fined. I'm sure he'll get fined by the league for that, because not only did it happen, but it happened on camera.
Yeah.
So, we didn't mention that.
It was all over social media.
It's all over. TMZ's reporting on it.
Swifties are gonna just.
Yeah, they're worried about domestic violence with him, and
they're gonna attack him.
Wow. But great game. It was a really great game. And not so much for a Super Bowl. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't the worst one I've ever seen. Definitely not the best. The most important
thing is we won.
That's right. The most important thing is the Chiefs won.
Yeah.
Go Chiefs. And with that, guys, like I said, we got some plans for the show. We got a couple guests coming up, and one that I'm really excited for. And you could expect to see that guest in that show next week.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye.